On a hot, hot day at the playoffs start in high school softball action, Mill River hoping to continue their hot style of play they've had since just about the fourth game of the year on when they really got it together. They're coming in as a number 2 seed, 13 wins, 3 losses, with impressive victories over some quality teams like Windsor, like Leland and Gray. They're taking on the number 15 seed Rice, the Green Knights, today, coming in with a mountain to climb as they're taking on not only Mill River but at home where Mill River's played some of their best ball. Emma Ciccone, Megan Plant, and Bailey McCarthy do up against Amanda Lee, the senior right-handed pitcher out there, and she's going to see a strike thrown. It was a bunt that was shown. The bat was pulled back. The pitch hit the corner, and that's Sarah Brown doing the catching back there. Now set the rest of that Mill River defense for you, coached by Mike Lee. That's going to be Maneri in the hole to throw, and they'll just get her as a good strong arm. Maneri has just been rock solid at that shortstop position. So that's a good place to start. Obviously, Maneri is the shortstop. Taryn Rodenis is at third base. Casey Camo is at second. Courtney Lee is at first base. Kyle Weatherhog is in center field, and that's a strike right there. Addie Cornell is the right fielder. The left fielder is Casey Dambrakis. And at the plate right now, Megan Plant with an 0-1 count will be the shortstop for Rice when she gets up defensively in the bottom half of the first. Lee, fastball, curveball, changeup. Is a power pitcher, in my opinion, is a strikeout pitcher. She's got to be averaging at least 8 to 9 strikeouts a game, which in a 7-inning game is at least 1 per game. It is scheduled for 7. Even though it's extremely hot and extremely humid, the weather forecast calls for thunder showers later in the day, and it's got that heavy, moist air feel to it. That'll be ball 2. Okay, so I started off the season covering West Rutland here versus Mill River in a 6-5 come from behind Mill River win. They had some rough edges in that game. Then the Twin Valley game, I think, was the turning point. That's going to be strike 3, and the first strikeout of the ball game comes on the swing by Plant. Just too much heat and great location by Amanda Lee. A lot of Lees are going on. There's Mike Lee, the head coach, Amanda Lee, the pitcher, his daughter, and then Courtney Lee, first base, his daughter. So there's 3 Lees involved in this, and plus, of course, the mom, Kathy Lee, cheering people on over there. So there were 2 out, nobody on. The pitcher for Rice, Bailey McCarthy, up, and she'll take a strike there. Now, Twin Valley was a team that I saw 3 times this year, and at their best, they were an average team. They finished 500, I believe. That's no knock against them, but Mill River lost it to them here on their home field, and I think from that point on, boy, it kicked in. And they got focused, they got serious, they got aggressive in practice, and boy, did it show out on the field. That's a little slow roller. Maneri to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Mill River defensively. They'll come up in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. Bailey McCarthy, the pitcher. Sarah Lesage is the catcher. That's Rice out there in the green and white uniforms. And of course, this is Michaela Maneri starting things off here for Mill River. And what a season Maneri's had. You're going to hear me say what a season when we get through this whole lineup from Mill River they've had. Like I said, I think the Twin Valley was the turning point. The on switch got hit after that game. That's a pop-up, and it's heading toward the gap in center field, and it's going to roll. It'll be at least a double, possibly a triple. She's heading to third base. Maneri going to go into third, standing up, and that's where they'll hold her. So she'll have a gapper to right center field, and she'll have a leadoff triple. Casey Dambrakis up now for Mill River. Dambrakis, a senior on the squad. Lesage will chase Maneri back, and I'll have to move over out of the view of the center fielder. That'll be a high strike. 1-1 count, and a runner at third, nobody on. Shows bunt, and that foul ball. Yeah, hit the. Now that's something that you don't see Coach Lee do very often. Him and I had a preseason sit-down talk, taped interview, and one thing I brought up was small ball, and it's just an area that, and he's proven himself to know his talent. They swing big bats, and they go. That's going to be a fair ball. That's off the bag, and that's going to be at least a double, and an RBI for Dambrakis, and Casey Dambrakis will pull into second base. So that ball rolled right up and over the bag. Now Amanda Lee, the pitcher for Mill River, with nobody out. Coach Lee's message prior to the start of the ball game was a clean ball game, no mistakes. Jump on it early. You know, get the lead. There's a small ball, fair ball. Going to be a tough throw. No way they're going to get her. That'll move runners over to first and third. I like this. I like this a lot. Changing his tactics here in the postseason. Maddie Cornell. Cornell, to me, I mean, has just come so far since the first game of the year that she was eligible to play. And Lee's going to score. I mean, Lee will go to second, and Dambrakis will score on the wild pitch. And Lee's going to end up at third base. Good running and good coaching there at third base by Mike Lee. Good paying attention by his daughter, Amanda Lee. So 2-0 very quickly here in the bottom of the first. I'll get into the mercy rule the closer we get to it. It's Cornell. She's done that all season long. Yeah, she has pounded the ball. That's going to be at least a double, and they're going to send her to third. Nope. So she's going to be on second base with an RBI double. That's 3 doubles and a triple, and a timeout being called by Rice as they're going to gather in on the circle and talk it over. At the plate will be Amber Hannon. She's DPing again. She's going to bat for Sarah Brown, the catcher. Yeah, so just like that, they took Coach Lee's message to heart. I agree with it, you know, as he's dropping, but I've seen many, many games with many teams, the higher seed, where they come out kind of saying, well, you know, we're the higher seed, and they're kind of lethargic, thinking it's going to be a cakewalk, and yes, you know, they're in a real dogfight, and it's hard to find that on switch. And the other team gets confidence. Great pitch there, and that's a swinging strike on the curveball. Cornell dancing around, trying to draw the throw, and she'll go back to second base now. That ball thrown backed up by Teresa Morin. And Saya McCarthy, that's a couple of high strikes she's gotten, and she's going to need a break like that. And she's looking for that first out as Mill River hitting the ball extremely well. Oh, that's going to be another long shot and caught. They're going to go back to second base, and she'll be safe. Yeah, Coach Lee always coaching over there, talking to Cornell about a fly ball like that being near that bag to tag up, and she should be on third base right now. Learning curves. Kyle Weatherhog, the center fielder, up. A true lefty up there. It was a high pitch. It was a ball, and I think she got the bat back in time by the looks. There's no strike indication. Ball 1 is the call. Courtney Lee is on deck. Boy, Weatherhog in center field tracks the ball very well. That's going to be a wild pitch, and Cornell will go down to third base. So Mill River, like I said, listen to their head coach. When you're top seed or a high seed, play like a high seed on your home turf. That's going to be hit. Second base. They'll make the throw, and they'll get the out, and the run will score. So the run will come in as Weatherhog hit it to the right side of the infield. Madison Cornell will score easily. And Courtney Lee up now, the first baseman. And man, is she, since the first game or two, she's been seeing the ball, hitting the ball. Good gap hitter, good line drive hitter. Got a lot of speed to stretch those shots in the gap into doubles and triples. I like her on the infield, though. Real good at a nice pitch there by McCarthy. Really solidifies that infield over at first base. Very confident young lady. Just a freshman on this squad. That will roll across the plate for an obvious ball. 4 runs in so far in the first with 2 down for Mill River. Defensively, the Minutemen had a 1-2-3, top of the first. If they win today, I know I'm taped delayed, so it's so relevant. It's Wednesday. If they win today, they will play Saturday in a quarterfinal game. If they win Saturday, they play Tuesday in the semifinals. But 1 game at a time. Oh, she went up out of the strike zone. That's the third out, but the damage done. 4-0 Mill River with the lead on Munger Vision in the playoffs, going in the top of the second over Rice. Lee with the one strikeout in the first inning. There was a couple ground outs to Maneri at shortstop. And we're going to start off with Amber Rockwood, Beth LaValle, and Sarah Lesage due up here for Rice. That's right back to Lee, and I've said it all her career. She fields her position very, very well. And there's one pitch, one out. On that little ground ball back to the pitcher. The center fielder, LaValle, up now. Going to step in from the left side. I'll tell you, too, I mean, one thing that was an advantage for Mill River when they were having some offensive woes in the first 3 games and kind of trying to find themselves, they had a veteran senior pitcher, leader like Amanda Lita, who was a strong figure out there in the circle to keep them in the ball games. In their losses, they have not been blown out any game. They've been right on the edge of winning every game. Actually, they could easily be undefeated. That's a check swing to Maneri. She's looking for her 3rd assist, and she'll have it. Maneri to Courtney Lee, and there's the second out. Very focused Mill River squad right now in this ball game. And Sarah Lesage up, the catcher for Rice. In the start of the ball game, the temperature was 93 degrees and a brilliant sun with that haze all around the mountains. Strike right in the corner. I think the difference in this Mill River team and the one I've seen in the last 7 years is very balanced. Strong in the circle, excellent defense. I mean, the Twin Valley game, I hate to keep alluding to it, but walks and errors, that was their undoing in that game, and they ended up only losing that 3-1. The only game they had I thought that could even remotely be called they were dominated in was the first Windsor game when they struck out 20 times against Caitlin Curtis. But they fixed that the second time around and played very well against Windsor and won. They swept Green Mountain. But you look at Maneri and Redenis on the left side of the field, been rock solid. Camo, strike 3 looking. That's going to be the second strikeout of the ball game, and 6 Green Knights up and 6 Rice players down in a row. 4-0 Mill River. Mill River in the second. They're going to have Taryn Redenis, Casey Camo, then top of the order Michaela Maneri, as they had big bats in that first inning. Like I said, 3 doubles and a triple, as McCarthy was around the plate the whole time, and that's going to be a single to LaValle. She'll quickly scoop it up and get it into second base. So Redenis wasting no time, saw a pitch she liked and got on it, and will drive it out into center field. Now Camo up. Camo's been, again, I don't want to sound surprised, but she's had some huge hits this year, and batting now that usually that number 9 spot, she provides a real dangerous on-base threat. And that's going to be a, I'm going to call that a, not a wild pitch. I'm going to give that a pass ball. That could have been handled cleanly back there by Lesage. So, of course, I'm unofficial, but Redenis will end up at second base. The mercy rule, well, if hypothetically, say Mill River is up by 15 runs, for the game to be called early, Rice would have to have 5 full innings at the plate. So they'd have to play through the top of the 5th and maintain at least a 15-run rule, and then the game would be called because of the mercy rule. That was a wild pitch, and we'll get Redenis over to third base. 2 balls, no strikes. But I started to say this offensively is one of the better Mill River teams that I've seen in the last several years. She'll turn on it, pull it, and that'll be foul, and that'll be a strike. I mean, consistently, they don't have just that one big bat or 2 big bats. You got Maneri leading things off, hitting the ball well. Dan Brackus hits the ball well. Lee's a good hitter. Cornell's been devastatingly good. Hannon has been outstanding in her first full year. There's the bunt, and that hitter foul ball. So Camo, Coach Mike Lee, pulling some tricks out of his bag here. Courtney Lee's hit the ball well. Redenis, Camo. I mean, you start going through the lineup, and there's no soft spot in that lineup. That's going to be to LaValle, and she'll come in and she will make the grab in center field. And yeah, Redenis just too fast to get her. They'll get the out. Redenis will score the 5th Mill River run. So Camo will pick up the sacrifice fly, and now Maneri up with the bases clean, 1 down. Maneri had a triple to start the ball game off, and she eventually came around to score a run. That pitch inside and causes Mary just to step back a bit. And then, like I said, defensively, Redenis is just, she moved from the outfield to third base, but she's just been so solid over there. You could never tell that she wasn't always a third baseman. Maneri, you know, she showed signs of being awesome last year, and this year she's fulfilled that. She has been, again, a steady performer at the shortstop position. She went up out of the strike zone, pulls that one down the third baseline, foul for a strike. Camo, again, the word steady, just real good, fundamentally sound at second base. Lee, I like at first base. You know, she can chase down the fly balls on that side of the field. She can scoop the low throws out to her. And it'll be a ball. Around with the center fielders, I usually do. Check swing, popped up, out of play, foul ball. So McCarthy looking for a little bit easier inning here, even though she's given up the run. She faced 7 batters in that first inning, and like I said, it's a very warm day. That was a good pitch. All good job by McCarthy, and throw to first to Rockwood. There's the out, a 1-3 ground out. Of course, Rice too, you know. It's you know, I called it over the years bus legs. They had that hour and 25, 30-minute ride down from South Burlington, and you know, they get out, and it's a home team coming out that's real pumped up, and they have to withstand that initial blast. It's 5-0 Mill River in the bottom of the second over Rice. Play down game, and they're looking to advance to the quarterfinals. That'll be a ball. So Dambracus, likes it, tags it. That could reach the gap. That's got to be at least a double. With her speed, she could turn that into a triple. She's looking at third, and she will dance around. Can she get the throw? Nope. Well, she ripped it. That hit so quickly through the hole at shortstop that there's no way they could get to it in the gap. Now Amanda Lee up. She had a bunt single. Her first time up. And Amanda Lee with a long talk with Darren Badgley, one of the assistants over there for Mill River. As Lee's set now, she getting her batting gloves on. Like I said, Lee, of course, was a outstanding soccer player, a star soccer player, a star basketball player, and of course here she is. I don't see how you couldn't call her a star softball player. Just, I never hear about her getting in trouble. She's very polite to talk to. Her seems to get along with all her teammates all the time, and just a real good athlete. She's had a stellar career here at Mill River. You know, I look at the teams the 4 years at Molly Marslack-Kelly and Becky Marslack-Kelly pitched. They were outstanding pitchers from over, but they just didn't have that offense and that real dependable defense. That's what I'm talking about, a complete team. Then Jess McDonald, you know, one of the best pitchers ever in Mill River history. They just didn't have the offense and then defense around her like that. But this team here, not that, you know, I don't want to put too much pressure on them. That's going to drive the run in as LaValle will get there, cut it off, but no way they're going to throw the speedy Dambracus out. So Lee will be 2 for 2 with an RBI. And again, it is periods of real gusty winds, but that happens when you got thunder shower warnings and 90-some-odd degree heat. Now Cornell up. She has an RBI single. Double, I'm sorry, an RBI double. Oh, and that one's stroked. That's going to be trouble. Up in that high sun. Oh, she'll grab it for the out. As that's Cruikshank with the catch. Mill River with a couple more runs, they'll have a 6-0 lead as we go into the 3rd inning of play in playoff softball action on Munger Vision. We'll take her final warm-up pitch. I just want to finish my thought on this year's squad. And again, I hadn't seen Weatherhog play the outfield before this year. Kyle Weatherhog, she's a freshman, but I got to believe in my heart, after seeing just about every Division III team in my area, that Mill River's got to have one of the best outfields in their league, if not the best outfielder in the league. Weatherhog, she's a Katie Jablonski type player, an Ashley Porter type player. I mean, she can cover from right field to left field and center field there. She's just awesome out there. Good arm. Cornell, very dependable. Good strong arm when she throws. Dan Brackus, a smooth outfielder with a good arm. And it's a big load off your pitcher when you, before they really relied on lead to generate a lot of outs like that by striking people out. This year, she's got to have confidence when the ball is put into play. Their defense will make the play behind her. Is Leppert Hill, bringing Leppert Hill up. Oh, great pitch. On that outside corner, and there's strikeout number 3. So Lee, with a couple of strikeouts, with them looking at strike 3, and then a swinging strikeout on Plant back in the first. Now, Lauren Goulet up. The right fielder, the left fielder, no, the right fielder, I'm sorry, with Cruikshank on deck. That's a strikeout per inning as we're in the third, scheduled for 7. 6-0 Mill River. Play down action on who else? Munger Vision. As far as Mill River goes, is as far as I go. If they win today, they're playing Saturday, I'll be here Saturday. If they win Saturday and play Tuesday, I'll be here Tuesday. Then it gets tricky. If, and I don't want to put any pressure, this is a hypothetical. If Mill River is fortunate enough to advance to the championship game in Pulteney, those are always a TBA, to be announced, because they play them Fridays and Saturdays. That's popped up and out of play. Brown the catch for no chance at that one. That's just a foul ball strike. If Mill River were to play Friday afternoon or night in the title game in Pulteney, I could go cover that. If they were to play Saturday, I have a family obligation and I would not be able to go cover that. Or the best thing would be, oh, great pitch. Just a great pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts. You go back to the bottom of the second, she has struck out 3 in a row, and all 3 were looking. Now Lena Cruikshank up, the left fielder. And again, Amanda Lee, not only with her physical gifts, but she's got a jock mentality, a very sports-oriented mentality from her parents are both very good athletes, but competitor, oh my God, she's the kind that gets so mad at herself and wants to win, you know, and do the best she can. And she still has that in her. I watch her pitch this year, but she's kind of got a little bit of a better handle on it, which isn't a negative thing. That one caught the plate but low. She's been living on an outside corner the past 2 years. Like I said, she's up to 4 strikeouts now. Top of the order, Ciccone on deck. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. I didn't ask pronunciations. Check swing, fair ball. Just inside the bag, and I'll be the first base hit and the first Green Knight to score, to get on base. So with 2 down, Cruikshank with an inside-outside swing will line a base hit just inside the first base bag. Now Ciccone grounded out to Maneri, who's got 3 assists in the ballgame so far. As I have it, C-H-I-C-O-I-N-E. If that's mispronounced, I apologize. That's going to be pulled foul. Oh, they called that a fair ball, yeah. Now, I clearly heard the umpire and saw him indicate fair ball. There was some confusion on the Mill River part, but that's back-to-back singles now. Now Megan Plant up. She's 0 for 1 today. She has struck out, and that's Weatherhog in the foreground on my shot. So Rice threatening here in the third. Again, now throughout the ball game, even though they have struck out 4 times, they have also made contact with the ball, even on these groundouts. Well, this is by far their best inning to score a run. That's off from Lee. That's going to be an awful tough play to first. Safe. That's a good call. Yeah, she was safe. The run will score, and she's going to be out at second. The run will score, and then the base running error out there will cost them more of a job here, but they will get the run across, and it'll be now 6-1. The Minutemen with the lead coming up in the bottom of the third over Rice. Well, I'll have to check. I'm not sure how I'm even going to do that. There's some question now as to whether the run crossed the plate before they got the out at second base, so I do not know if it's 6-1 or 6-0, but Hannon is up for Mill River, and boy, that's a shot out to Cruikshank, and she'll make the grab. So one pitch for one out. There's McCarthy settling down. Well, really not her so much. Her defense is settling down around her. And Weatherhog up now. She grounded out to second base, but she did drive in a run. Mill River with 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and there's the beautiful bunt. McCarthy never going to, yeah, too much speed. Weatherhog just so fast. Remember that from the varsity soccer season, because she was a great player on the soccer squad. And then, of course, in JV basketball action, Courtney Lee was a strikeout victim back in the first, getting a second chance here. And yet they're going to throw down on the steal, and again, Weatherhog just so fast. She will steal second base. Redennis on deck. Yeah, I don't know if I can get Stevie Morrow's attention and see if that run had counted, so I can get you an accurate score. Whoa, that is pulled down the third baseline, causing Coach Mike Lee, the third base coach and head coach, to duck down and get out of the way. And again, Rice coming in the 15th seed. Oh, that was a nice pitch. Got her on the reach. Took a little something off it, too. It wasn't a true changeup by any means, but certainly was a change of pace. And there was a defensive change for Rice at second base. Kalupa coming in now. Painting the outside corner, and this time Lee will strike out looking at strike 3. As Redennis up, she has singled and scored a run. And so again, Weatherhog on a clean single could easily score. Well, she's going to go to third base, and she's going to be there. And she's going home on the ball that was mishandled at third base, and she will score. That's just great. I love that type of running game. Yeah, that's just putting pressure. Makes it 7 runs for Mill River. Yeah, that type of speed puts pressure on the defense, and you see the results of that as they'll get their 7th run. You're manufacturing it. They created that whole situation. And that one floated up inside a tad bit too far. As Redennis reaching on that pitch will follow it over the backstop and out of play. So Mill River scoring at least 1 run in the first 3 innings for their 7 runs, and Redennis with the type of power that can reach the fences. But I tell you, they've gone up the ladder on some of these rise balls from McCarthy, the pitcher for Rice. I tell you, you talk about an all-Irish atmosphere. Bailey, McCarthy, both Irish names, plus she's wearing green. And that will be foul ball picked up by Coach Mike Lee. No, I have nothing to do with the voting. I'm not even considered media, even though I bring all these games to you and to do a talk show. But if I had to vote for Coach of the Year in this division, I don't see how you could not go with Mike Lee and the job he's done. I mean, I know they don't get to come to his practices and see just how good he is with his players and how focused they are and how they work hard in practice. He keeps that balance of enjoyment and hard work in practice, but he'd get my vote for Coach of the Year. That's going to be fouled back. Now that, you might say, why does she swing at that? Well, you know, that they've been calling that outside corner consistently strikes her, and that didn't look like a bad pitch at all to me. I thought that was an excellent defensive swing by Redennis for 2 strikes. She got around on it, and that's going to be a gapper. That's going to roll to the fence, and she's going to get at least a double, and that's where she's going to park it. So Redenis fouled off all those good pitches to stay alive, and she'll crank out a double. She'll be 2 for 2 today. And now Camo up. Camo with a sacrifice fly to center field. Her only time up. So Mill River looking for some 2-out damage here in the bottom of the third. Scheduled for 7. It's at least 7 runs for Mill River. It's either 7-0 or 7-1. Boy, she went up, showed bunt, got bunt, and that's going to be a beautiful bunt. Did it stay fair? I think that's a fair ball. I'm looking for somebody to make a call. And it is a fair ball. So Mill River bunting more today than they have the entire season combined. And top of the order, Maneri up. So 2 down. Why not have a big inning with 2 down? They're going to have the throw. What they did, they stole second. Camo took second. The third baseman came in to cut the throw off. Or I'm sorry, the shortstop came in, make him plant. Cut the throw off in case runner at third overcommitted and went home. And when all that dust settles, it is just second and third with 2 down. Dan Brackus on deck. There's Michaela Maneri, going to get an RBI out of that, at least 1, if not more. That's going to be cut off. And Camo coming in. Yep, there it is. You see it in the background. It's Camo. 2 more runs for the Minutemen. 10 runs now. 10 runs now for Mill River. Whoops. And what that is, that's the wind kicking up. Boy, not that. There is thunder showers predicted, and it's got thunder shower feeling to it, man. When that wind kicks up like that and the leaves turn. I'm trying to see where Maneri ended up at first. All right. So Dan Brackus up as it goes to, what does it go to? 9 runs for Mill River. As they're waiting, the umpires are for the, you see the dust kicking up. Oh, it's got cold. Now all of a sudden the cold air coming in like you see the dust making little hurricanes out there on the twisters out there in the dirt infield. Oh yeah, and it's definitely going to be a thunder shower. The question is, will they get the game in? And it's going to be down and a great slide. Maneri was safe anyways, but just the technique was good on the slide, so might as well give her a pat on the back for that. Amanda Lee on deck, and Dembrackus with a couple doubles in the ball game and scored 2 runs herself, looking for an RBI here. And you can see that the sun has gone in behind some heavy cloud cover, and it's just, that was a good rip. That was a pitch that her eyes probably were as big around as silver dollars, and she had a good rip at that ball. So an 0-2 count to Casey Dembrackus. Fouled out of play. And I should mention too that on that change defensively with Rice, that Morin went over to play third base. The sun breaking back out through the clouds. That's going to get the job done. There's another run coming in, and they'll cut the throw off on the infield. Yeah, best thing they could do. So Dembrackus with an RBI. 3 for 3 today with 2 doubles and a single. And now Amanda Lee getting ready to step up to the plate. She's 2 for 2. She has a bunt single and then a normal good old-fashioned swinging single. She's driven in a run and she's scored a run. And that is a foul ball. So Bailey McCarthy had the 2 outs, and Mill River doing a lot of damage with the 2 down. That pitch inside for a ball. And sometimes that third out can be the hardest one to find. That's what Rice has experienced here in the third. Popped up, and boy, they're talking, they're calling for it, and LaValle, the center fielder, will take it, but Mill River, with 4 runs, will have 10 runs now as we go to the 4th inning of play. Takes her final warm-up, and Sarah Brown takes the throw down. I checked with Kyle Weatherhawk, and she told me that she heard it verified that it's 10-0, so The run did not cross the plate before the out at second base. So Mill River in command by 10 runs going in the top of the fourth. It's Bailey McCarthy, Amber Rockwood, and Beth LaValle due up here for Rice in those green uniforms, and that's going to be strike one. Lee with 4 strikeouts in the ball game has been in control, been around the plate. And like I said, focus comes to mind. She's been very focused. Oh, that rise ball's look good today. Yeah, you can't hear it, but there's some nasty pop on her pitch today. She's got some good velocity. So looking for strikeout number 5. She will, well, they'll have a Gord and Camo to the new first baseman, Sierra Phelps, in there. I just want to double check, make sure that is Sierra. Yep. So Phelps defensively in the ball game now. And now Rockwood up. She grounded out to Amanda Lee, the pitcher, her only time up. Just the first year that Lee became the starting pitcher for varsity, their only pitcher, their varsity pitcher, starter. She went 3 games and gave up, I don't know, man, 30 walks. And then it was against MAU. She kind of, all of a sudden, she found herself. Gary McDonald was the head coach, and man, from that point on, she just been a whole different pitcher. And now that you've watched her grow, you know, sophomore, junior, senior now, she's a very imposing force out there in the circle for Mill River. So I'm looking, there's another change. Kachupi has gone in to play right field, and Pritchard has gone in to play left field. That's Maneri to first, and Phelps will drop the ball. She's looking right in to a brilliant sun. Now the sun's come back out through the clouds, and it'll be the first error on Mill River. So Beth LaValle up, she grounded out to Maneri at short. Yeah, so Madeline Pritchard is the left fielder. Weatherhog stays in center. Kachupi's in right. And LaValle at the plate, left-handed batter. It's 10-0 Mill River. Playoff game number 1. They're hoping for a 4-game run today. Quarterfinal, semifinal, finals. That's what they're looking to do here. I think the other pitcher after Marzlack-Kelly, Molly Marzlack-Kelly, was Betsy Waite. She was announced. She was a very good pitcher, but again, she didn't have the complete package around her. You can see Weatherhog playing foul tip caught by Brown. Well, with the left-handed batter up, they're actually playing it like a right-handed hitter. So what they're saying to me is that they don't think she can get around on Lee. Lee's too fast for her. So they're playing her to go to the opposite field. Of course, Weatherhog can chase down anything. That was an excellent swing by LaValle with 2 strikes to stay alive and foul that ball off. So it's still Redenis at third. It is still Maneri at short. Still Camo at second. It is Phelps at first, so Brown remains your catcher. Kachupi and Pritchard are the new additions around Weatherhog. Oh, great pitch. That was just pure heat. And again, I'm just looking, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 strikeouts have been watching the ball go by. That's not a good sign. There's Lesage up now, the catcher for Rice. Busted the ball in on the fist, and she fouled it off. Being the number 2 seed also, as long as Mill River keeps winning, they'll be home for the quarterfinal game. They win that, they'll be home for the semifinal game. It's possible they could be considered the home team in Poultney in the championship game, depending on, yeah, I was talking, so you missed it. Plus, I had to lock down my tripod into a very stiff moving formation with that heavy gusting winds because it was just blowing it around the camera on the tripod. That's going to be Maneri with yet another chance to make the play. That will end the inning, and they'll say 10-0 Mill River going into the bottom of the 4th on Munger Vision. Troopy getting her first at bat. She's hitting, well, defensively she went into play for Cornell, and that's where she's batting, the Cornell spot. I would expect the same with Pritchard and Phelps, just to take the spot in the batting order that they took defensively, that person. Oh, nice play by Plant, the long throw, and she got Plant on the short hop with a good defense. Yeah, some 5-5s there. That was a good play by Plant. And now Amber Hannon up. She's flying out to left field twice. She's made good contact twice, but unfortunately it's been caught twice by Cruikshank out there in left field. And that one, a good eye by Amber Hannon as that pitch came inside, and she will step back out of the way of it. Mill River is scoring at least 2 runs in every inning. That'll be fouled onto the roof of the dugout. The catcher, Lesage, didn't have a chance to make the play on it. Now, Bailey McCarthy has not pitched bad at all today. She hasn't got a ton of walks. She's not overpowering, but she's in the strike zone. But Mill River, like I said, they're playing the hot weather came, and they've been playing hot softball. That's a shot. Nobody's going to catch that one. That will roll to the fence and over the fence. That'll be a ground rule double. And they'll come out. You know what happened? It bounced up over the top of the fence. That's a ground rule double. So Hannon again being able to pull the ball to left field. This time she got it over the top of Cruikshank and Weatherhog. Showed you her bunting skills last time she was up. See what she does here. She had a base hit bunt. Oh, I like that. She dragged it down the first base line. They're never going to get her. Eat it, and yeah, with hand and speed, she easily be at third. That was a beautiful bunt. That's more what I was talking about earlier in the season about bunting small ball and bunting for base hits is directional bunting. Now, the only thing I can imagine is that she had a foot out of the box, that they'd even discuss this. Or did the runner leave early? Well, the home base umpire. Okay, so they're going to send Hannon back. And they're saying it's a foul ball. So that's what they're... Somehow it became a strike, not a bunt single. So it'll be an 0-1 count. And she'll just do it again. Yeah, they should have taken it the first time. So it'll be a hit, it'll be an error, and a run will score. And Rice tossed the ball all around and move. So Weatherhog had to do it again, and she did an excellent job. And now this should be Sierra Phelps. You know, you missed her because I never made the adjustment right in my book. So she's batting for Courtney Lee. Weatherhog at second. It's 11-0 Mill River. Again, Weatherhog's speed, it would be extremely hard to throw her out on a base hit. Other than the one fielding error, Mill River really, there was one fielding error and one error where they didn't tag up on a fly ball. Other than that, they've played very flawless softball. Oh, wow. Good rip at that by Phelps as she saw a pitch she liked to follow it straight back. Redenis due up next. Should be on deck for Mill River. 11-0 the Minutemen. There goes Weatherhog, and she's going to be there. Yeah, and she's going to get up late, but I think she's still going to score. She will. Speed will get you many, many places in softball, and right there was one of them. That'll make it 12-0 now, and Sierra Phelps at the plate. Again, that was just a good old-fashioned steal, and then the throw got away from the third baseman. 2-2 the count to Phelps. A running game like that just puts so much pressure on the defense. That'll be a ball. Makes them have to make a quicker decision, a quicker physical move. They have to be, they're just sometimes thinking so hard that they're not making a natural move. That's playable. That's on the infield and taken, but the damage done. 12-0 Minutemen. Whoops, I'm sorry. I somehow thought that's only the second out. Sorry about that. Kulup. I gotta do this. Kulupa made the catch. And now Redena's up. A single and a double. She scored 2 runs, and I don't know if the game will go long enough for her to hit for the cycle. Base is clean right now with 2 down in the 4th. Scheduled for 7. Minutemen looking to get to the quarterfinals. That's going to be down to short. Plant error. Yeah. And the infield is a little choppy. And you see some of those tiny bounces, but still an error on Plant. Now Kamo due up. She's got a bunt single, and she's also had a sacrifice fly, and she scored a run. So she's having her typical Kamo game, being very productive. Wild pitch, and Redenas will be able to advance to second base, take the turn, and Lesage will chase her back as she'll bring the ball out to the circle. So Kamo with a chance to drive in the 13th run. Popped up and looks to be off the glove. Yeah, and with 2 outs, she was running. So Redenas will score easily on that misjudged fly ball. Actually, the right fielder should have come in on made the catch coming in on the play. Now Maneri. 13-0 Mill River, 2 outs here in the 4th. Well, if they can manage to score 2 more runs and then shut them down in the top of the 5th, that would be the ball game. And that's, you know, as a number 2 seed, playing the way you should be, dominating a lower seed, number 15 seed. Plant, oh, nice scoop on the short hop, the throw, and the out. But the Minutemen up by 13, heading into the 5th on Munger Vision. It's Leopard Hill up. I can't read the writing in the scorebook. Bradgren, strike called Leopard Hill. She's the DP. She's 0 for 2 today. Again, Lee with the 5 strikeouts as we're in the 5th. Nasty looking curveball there, swing and a miss for a strike. Again, I believe just the 1 walk. I'll double check my scorebook here, which is always unofficial, and I understand that. Oh, great pitch. That's going to be another strikeout looking. Of the 6 strikeouts, 5 have been looking. Now Cruikshank up, who has a single. Cruikshank, the left fielder, has been very good defensively for Rice. Well, I have it as Cruikshank due up, and oh, I know what I did wrong. This is not Cruikshank. This is Lauren Goulet up. So Goulet up, Cruikshank on deck. Goulet, the right fielder, just overpowered. Not only with that velocity of his location in on the fist like that, not a lot you could do with that pitch right there, other than swing and miss. Looking for strikeout number 7, changed up, got it. The tag applied, but unnecessary. Seven strikeouts now very quickly here for Lee. Like I said, 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. It's not McGaw numbers or Hendy numbers, but it's power pitching numbers. Now Cruikshank up. There's a strike. The Minutemen up by 13, and if you're the higher seed and playing a team that you're supposed to dominate, you want to get out of this game quick as you can. 5 innings, don't throw a lot of extra pitches. Don't get an injury to anybody. Stay focused on softball so you can go to the quarterfinals thinking softball. Basically come out and do what you're expected to do. You know, a lot of times you see teams that are the higher seed eke out a win in that first round, like 5-3, 5-4, 7-6. You say, well, they got on to the, yeah, but you don't know the doubt that leads into thinking they do. You're coming that close to a 12, 13, 14 seeded team. Just too much juice. She went up the ladder. In a dealing on the strikeout. 8 strikeouts now for Lee as we go to the bottom of the 5th on Munger Vision. Pritchard up for the first time. You see her from the left-handed side of the plate, and there's a strike from Bailey McCarthy. Like I said, Pritchard, I watched in practice, easily clearing these fences at 200 feet. That's when we pulled over to second base, and they got the out as they convert the play as that goes more into Rockwood, and there's out number 1 on that 4-3 ground out. Let me just get it in the book now. Amanda Lee up. 2 for 3 today, Lee is. Looked like she might be thinking of setting up for a bunt, but really didn't tip her hand too badly there. Like I said, McCarthy's been around the plate all day. Hasn't hurt herself with walks. Been good old-fashioned base hits or some mistakes behind her defensively. Kachupi should be on deck, and it is Kachupi I see swinging the bat in the on-deck circle. In the 5th, yeah, she doesn't bunt conventionally, where you square up, go into the heavy squat, get down on top of the ball. You know, she's more like Mickey Rivers used to be with the Yankees. She's kind of like sneaky, just kind of lays the bat out with her hands still on the butt of the bat. And I'll be right off the end of the bat for stays alive with 2 strikes with the foul ball. Playoff softball action on who else? Munger Vision. You don't see me writing columns, being a pro sports person, crying about got to get some money to cover these games. I do it all for nothing. That's fly ball, and that's going to be misplayed, as there'll be at least a triple Lee with just that great speed. Lines up the bag at third, and it's going to, now she's going to take and put the brakes on. I saw the stop sign, and she will end up with a triple on a ball that just looked like it was going to be a problem right from the get-go. So Kachupi up now with a runner at third with the 1 out in the 5th, and I believe unofficially it's 13-0. Kachupi up for only the 2nd time today. Grounded out to the shortstop, Plant. That's going to be a great catch by LaValle. Great catch by LaValle. Coming in, and I thought for sure it was going to be an RBI, and LaValle will take it right off the top of the grass for the out. And now it should be Amber Hannon, and it is. So Hannon, who is 1 for 3 today, but they've all been shots. They've all been to left field. She had a ground rule double, I believe, last time. Let me check my book. It was a ground rule double. Prior to that, she had 2 deep flyouts to left field to Cruikshank. Man, did she get around that? She's got some quick hands in the strike zone, I'll tell you that. Okay. Just trying to figure out where the center fielder is going to go so I can go the opposite. Well, I'm going to have to live with it right here. Oh, and a generous strike call. See Hannon almost shaking her head. She's going to get it to Plant. To throw to first. They'll get her. We will play another inning as it stays 13-0 Mill River. As nice job defensively that inning by Rice. So to the 6th we'll go. And it's Ciccone. Again, if I mispronounce that, I apologize. Lee struck out the side in the 5th. Was dominant, top of the order. Ciccone, Plant, and McCarthy due up here for the Rice Green Knights. I remember when they were the Little Indians. That's the short. Maneri, automatic. The Phelps with the grab. Maneri has just been outstanding defensively, not only today, but all year. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances to handle the ball today or be involved in the out. And 6 times she's come through. Megan Plant up. She's had an infield single. There's a wind kicking back up again here in the 6th. I don't know why I jinx this, but I think we're going to get this game in. Oh, great cut action on that fastball down and in to the right-handed batter. Now the outfield playing for softball pretty deep, and for the type of pitcher Lee is, she will hit her first batter, and Plant will take first. So 8 strikeouts, a hit batter. I had to believe the one. I gotta look because I don't want to say she had a walk if she did not. You know, she has not walked anybody. I apologize. Now Bailey McCarthy up 0 for 2, 2 ground outs, once to short, once to second. That pitch will fade inside too far for a ball. Now Rice had a legitimate scoring threat back in the third, but failed to get the run across unofficially. That's what I believe. And that one right there for a strike. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you that Lee's had them off balance today, the batters for Rice, but it's more like she's just overpowered them. There's the changeup. Slow grounder, that's going to be a tough out. Oh, man. Yeah, that will be an error. Camo and Maneri just not on the same page. And Coach Lee's telling his shortstop, take it right to the bag yourself. Don't put the ball in the air. Rockwood up with 2 on and 1 down. Only the second inning that Rice has had base runners on. And that is fouled off from the mask of Sarah Brown. Now, I haven't talked a lot about, or maybe it's off from the umpire. It was off somebody's face mask, that's for sure. I haven't talked a lot about Sarah Brown today because they are DPing for her. She's not batting, but doing just a stellar job as usual behind the plate doing the catching. I told you last year she would have got my vote for the most improved player on the team. This year she's just, again, stayed so consistently good. And such a good team player. That's a high fly ball. Maneri with her 7th chance and her 7th flawless defensive play. That's 2 down now. Beth LaValle up. LaValle with the defensive play of the game so far with that diving grab in center field, but she's 0 for 2 at the plate. Lee with at least 2 strikeouts every inning, looking for at least 1 strikeout inning here. She hasn't had a strikeout yet in the 6th. Lee not looking any tired. I mean, it's not like an endurance thing. She looks fine. Check swing, foul. As Redenis will gobble it up in foul territory, not giving the ball a chance to come back into fair play. Mill River softball all season long on Munger Vision. Hope you've enjoyed the softball action brought to you by Munger Vision. And that is the inning. That is the strikeout, at least 1 per inning. That's 9 strikeouts now in 6 innings for Lee. I believe that's a new catcher. I was watching the warm-ups and the starting catcher, Lesage, got injured, got hit, looks like on the inner leg with the ball. And this doesn't look like Lesage physique behind the plate now. So I think there's a new catcher. Of course, I can't see the jersey number, so. Kyle Weatherhog, Sierra Phelps, Taryn Redenis to up here in the 6th. It's definitely confirmed with the umpire now, Steve Meyer, that it's 13-0 the score. That's going to be off to LaValle, and again, another nice catch. LaValle's made some nice plays in center field for Rice, as she'll get the leadoff batter on that flyout. Now Sierra Phelps up. She popped up to the second baseman her only time up. She went in and take the spot of Courtney Lee. Mill River with 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth, shutout in the 5th, here in the 6th. Just need 2 more runs to get that mercy rule, but we could go all 7 and just have a late supper tonight. I'd like to thank the Mill River coaching staff, athletic director, principal, parents, players, and the whole Mill River community for allowing me to cover your sports for so many years. That's a base hit. LaValle will get there and cut it off and hold it to a single. So a good hit by Phelps as she just stayed right on the ball and drove it through the hole at second base. Now I can see the jersey number. That's number 7, Tia Devitt is the new catcher. And Redenis. If she hits a home run, we can all go get a cold soda and go home. That's the third. There's the fourth. There's one. Yeah. See, Rice really has settled down. That's going to be a, what, a 5-4 force out. Fielder's choice for Redenis. And Camo due up. I don't think that's Camo, though. No, it is not Camo. It is Collins. So Collins will bat for Camo, at least this at bat. And we'll see defensively if that's it, if Camo will come back to play second. That's the umpire doing his bookwork with the changes, substitutions here. Again, Mill River holds on and wins today. They'll play Saturday afternoon, and that'll be a quarterfinal game, weather permitting. I shall be here. And according to the long-range forecast, the 5-day forecast, it looks like it's going to be a very doable game. I'll do my chores at home in the morning, kayak early in the afternoon, and be here for the ball game. And that's going to be to Plant. Nope, that was a tough play. I am unofficial. I would almost give her an infield hit, but again, I am unofficial. Now top of the order, Maneri. Maneri has driven in 2 runs and scored 2 runs today. And again, like I said, we're just 2 runs away from shortening this game to 6 innings. So there's 2 outs. They'll be going on any contact. That's going to be playable by LaValle, tracking it and making the grab. LaValle has been outstanding in center field, and we're going to go to the 7th, 13-0 Mill River. As they're doing the paperwork for the new batter, it's going to be Devitt who's gone in to do the catching. She'll be in Lesage's spot, and then we'll have to see what falls into place after that. Lee with the 9 strikeouts. There was the error committed in the 4th inning. Other than that, it's been a real clean ball game. Lee's also hit just 1 batter, but Coach Lee wanted the game to be good and clean, and it has been good and clean. You know, for a 13-0 game and a 15th seed, I think it's been a very enjoyable game. I mean, Rice has a pitcher that can pitch. As they make a defensive change at the last second, it's going to be Wiesel coming in, number 13. This is Mill River change defensively. And it is Wiesel 13 in the center field for Weatherhog. So they've got the change coming up now for the defensive change. They've got the new batter change, and yeah, Rice basically they're an average fielding team. They're the type of team that they're not good enough offensively to make up for defensive mistakes. But other than that, no, they're not a bad-looking team at all. I don't know how they don't win a game this year. But for a playoff game, and of course I know Coach Mike Lee has kept things in check, and he could have kept it, to be blunt, you know, steamrolled over him. He's got a lot of playing time in for people who give playoff experience off the bench, and 13-0. Not a bad day's work. That'll be a foul ball, and Devitt will go back. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's D-E-A-V-I-T-T. It's either Devitt, David. You take your choice. I'm calling her Devitt. Thought about it, but held up, and that'll be a 2-2 count. So Lee with the 9 strikeouts, trying to retire the first batter of the 7th inning. That's off the fist and foul ball. I also thought it's been a very well umpired ball game, both in the field and behind the plate. Not that my 2 cents counts, but I thought the guys have done a nice job. Got it. 10 strikeouts for Lee. And now Brigden Leopard Hill due up. I'm not saying it will be her, but that's who's in the book. And they're saying a different name, Haley Rossi, R-O-S-S-I. That's down to first base. Phelps will pick it up. 1 out away from hosting the quarterfinal game is Mill River. And it's up to Lauren Goulet now, who has struck out twice. And it looks like it will be, it's either Goulet or Goulet. And I think I've seen her in another sport pronounced it Goulet. I used to say in the old days, it doesn't matter, they're not in the viewing area, but now with this internet thing and being on that, everybody's in the viewing area. So if I mispronounced your name, I apologize. I'm really an unimportant, irrelevant sportscaster according to the professionals. I'll be just off the plate for a ball. So Mill River looking for the shutout. A good performance here. They've hit the ball well, they've played defense well, they've pitched well, they've kept their energy level high. That's the thing, you know. To be a number 2 seed taking on a winless number 15 seed, get that good first inning out there like Mill River did. But they maintained pretty much their intensity no matter who they plugged in and out. They were all focused, did their job, stayed intense, and that's got to make Coach Mike Lee very pleased. So it's looking more and more like I'll be here Saturday, and that'll be a check swing strike. Just for the heck of it, Brown tagged her, but she didn't have to. There's only 2 strikes. So 2-2 count. Lee looking for her 11th strikeout to end the ball game. Not a lot of time between pitches, and that'll be a check swing foul tie. That's a good defensive swing by Goulet out there. So we'll have to wait to see Mill River's next opponent in the quarterfinals. And senior Amanda Lee will get a couple days to rest up. Went to the change-up and runs it to her first full count of the ball game, I do believe. I know she hit a batter, but I don't have her down for a walk. Like I said, I'm unofficial. So nothing fancy here. You think she's supposed to throw the fastball. Nope, back-to-back change-ups and back-to-back bad results. So that'll be, in my book, which I keep telling you is unofficial, that's the first walk of the ball game. Now Cruikshank up. I'm surprised to get a little finesse there instead of just, she's overpowered him all day with the rise ball. Like that. Everybody got in a position for a steal, but I really can't believe they would steal here down 13 runs with 2 down. I guess there's no harm in trying. So Lee going back to her strength, the fastball, and that'll make it a 0-2 count. So on this hot day, Mill River stayed hot. That will be a wild pitch, and that will allow Goulet to get down to second base. Top of the order on deck as they're going to dust off that plate. It has been windy. You know, the old, you can see the dust come across the infield. The old saying, when the leaves turn over, when the wind blows on the trees, there's a thunder shower coming. You know, I've never known that not to be true. And I've been around this earth too long, a long time. That's going to be back to Lee for the ball game in the dust and in the wind. She'll get the out. So congratulations to Mill River. A very good effort by the Rice squad, but it'll be Mill River going on to the quarterfinals. I will have that for you. 13-0 Minutemen with the win. This has been Munger Vision.